Hello, my dear professionals. It's good to meet you again in another video. In my last video, I showed you apartment, a high-end villa, where we calculated the peak demand, and I also explained you how HydroCalc can be used to simplify your calculations. And a few of my friends asked me, like, can you give us an example in an industry scenario how we could use it? So I thought I'll take a very simple example of something and show you how you can use HydroCalc to calculate your friction head accurately. And this can also be a little bit of an academic interest for you on how to approach an industrial project. And there are simple things that we do and simple mistakes that we do. I'll also explain you why you should be doing what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. So let me take an example and I will show you my example. What I'm going to take today is this, and you can see I will display and swap. So we have an example here. There are 10 machines, and they have also given you each or the capacity of each machine. So normally what happens is that when you add all this capacities, then you arrive at what is the total flow required from the pump, and it's very simple. And once you know that, here I can tell you they have a cold well, a hot well. From the cold well, this is going to pump throughout, and the machines are going to go. It is going to cool the machines, and then they have a recirculation line which will come to the hot well. And this is a very typical application that you can see in many of the industries. But the key here is that it's not the flow, because you know the flow. But how do I determine the friction loss and the pipe size in this to optimize my selection? And I can give you one simple thing is that you can assume that you add everything which I have done, and I will let you know why I have this. But here I have calculated like the total flow is 178.8 and the total length is 460 meters, and I have a static head of 4.95. The simplest thing what you can do is pump 178 for a length of 460 and add your signal and use the friction loss, and you will arrive at something. But that is not the right way to do. So I will explain you why you should not do that and why you need to zone. Here I have zoned the first four machines as one zone, the second three machines as zone 2 and zone 3. It just depends on what application and how much of flow that you're going to do. What I am trying to tell you here is that I'll be pumping 178.8 from here, but once these four machines consume this, the flow is going to be limited in this portion, and I cannot hold a same length of pipe here, which means that I will not have the velocity and I will not have enough for the last three machines. So we are going to decide what should be the pipe size for all this and how to do the friction loss calculation. If you just take 178.8 and for the distance of 4.460 meters, probably you will end up in a friction loss which is not the right one. But if you zone this and then use it, then you are optimizing and you are also giving a solution to the customer. So let me just get you to the HydroCalc to just choose the pipe sizes that we need to have for this application. So I will get into my HydroCalc, and I'll get into the pipe size calculator, and I have a supporting document. I told you, and what is the why it is so important to have the correct pipe size. Then you can have your project reference here, and you can of course take the date, which will be the current date, and you can also upload your logo, and I'm going to upload my logo for your instance. And this again we will have it as project 1. So I know the flow rate, which is 178.8, and I'll use a 5-inch, and I am having it as water transfer. So the velocity here is 3.92, which is very huge. So if I calculate, it says it gives me it's no. So I will change this to 6 inches and calculate, and now it's a yes. So for the first four machines, I'm going to go with a 6-inch line. Now once I have this 178 and after the four machines which have consumed 50.4 meter cube, I'll be left with 128.4. So for the next three machines, my flow is 128.4, and if I use the same thing, you can see that the velocity is dropped to 1.96, which is not the right scenario to do. So I will change this to 5 inches and calculate. Yes, so now I have the same velocity more or less coming into this. So for the next three machines, I will go with a 5-inch line. Once I have done this, and then the machines have taken 62.4, I'll be left with 66 meter cube to be pumped. So I'm just taking this 66, and if I say calculate, it's no, because my velocity is only 1.45. Let me go and check with 4 inch, and it's 2.26. It is yes. So the next set of machines, I'll go with a 4 inch. By this, what I'm doing this is what they call it in the languages, the telescopic piping method, and this is one of the most effective methods to hold on to your velocity so that you have no drop in pressure across all the machines, even if all the 10 machines are working. So now that you've decided what is the pipe size, I'll do the friction loss calculation for you for the first set. Probably you can pass the video in the drawing, and you can start your calculations for the second and third, and you will see a huge difference between these two kind of calculations. One, if I take 178.8 and the entire distance of 460 meters, you will have a different friction loss. And when you segregate it as zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3, then you will have a different friction loss. And this is the right way of doing it. You can experience that. What will be the difference? I leave it to you, so that you make some exercise and you also practice yourself, so that you understand what is the consequences of not zoning it. Now I am going to clear, and I'll return home, and I'll do the friction loss calculation for you here using Darcy. So for the first one, for four machines, I'm going to pump 178.8, and the length for which I'm going to pump these is about 800, and length is 140 meters. So I'm going to take 140, and from the pipe size calculator, I know it is 156 inches. So I have 2.8. That's a perfect velocity to have. And probably you can go with galvanized commercial steel. I'll go with PVC in this matter. And this fluid is water. Of course, you can have a lot of options here for you. You can select whichever you want to, and then the friction loss in pipes is automatically calculated. For zone 1, I'm not going to add the static head. When I'm doing my calculations for zone 3, I will enter this static head, and probably I'll take the terminal pressure. For example, you need 1 kg terminal pressure in all the machines, so 10 is what I need. Then I'll come to the right side of it for all my fittings. So I have a 190 degree. I don't have a 40, but I have a T branch flow, which is for four machines. So I have four. I will have a gate valve, one, and probably I will also have an NRV. It just depends on what you're going to have in the line. You can put all those here, and you can calculate. And the head requirement is 9.91 for the first zone. You do it similarly for the zone 2, zone 3, and you add up all this, and then finally you also add 4.95, which is your static head. Then you will arrive at what is the exact friction head for this application. So it's very simple when you have this tool HydroCalc to do multiple calculations and to optimize all your selections. So I will save it as a PDF, and I'll show you how it is done. I'll do it in my desktop, and I'll have it as download one and save. So I will replace it with you. So now I will show you how this looks like to in my desktop. So I have this. I'll open the PDF, and here you have, maybe for instance, you can have it as zone 1 here. This is the calculation for zone 1, and then this is the printout that you will get. you have a neat document also for whatever you are doing, so that you will have, after doing all this, you can select your pump, whichever pump you're going to go. And when you submit your offer to the customer, probably you can have your working sheet, which is this, and you can also put in your technicals, and it makes a professional offer for your customer. So what I will do is I will close this, and I will get back to my calculator, and I'll return home. Once you want to make an offer, I also have something called save user info here. Here on the left side, you can enter all your customer details, even including the pump location. And on the right side, you can give your offer and your company name, and this can be your first sheet in your document, so that you have the complete documentation that you can do for any project. Or if you're a consultant or anything, you can still do this, and you can save it in a folder, so that any day you want to retrieve and know what you have offered to this customer, you have all the details with you. So I'll return to home, and now I have given you an example of the industry also. I will be doing a little short videos on my other calculators, how you can do it for your other applications. So please subscribe to my channel, and I will leave a link for you to download the software. You can support me by downloading, so that I can keep giving you more and more tools. Again, I would like to say thank you so much for listening to this, and support me with your download. And also that it is a very good tool that you can have, where you can do your calculations precisely, and also in a very short time. Thank you for listening, and have a great day ahead. See you in another video, and download the link from this. Please support me by just subscribing and to my channel, so that it will help me to give you more entertaining videos like this on the technical side. Thank you.